Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. We have the captain coming up shortly, but to begin with, we have Phil Davies, the coach of Namibia. I'll quickly ask Phil the match today, hard day at the office, but a lot of experience to be gained by the team for sure. Oh, and here's Chewy as well. So we have Chewy Wanivi and here as well, the captain. So I'll just throw my first question over to Phil to commence.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, it was a tough day, quite right. I thought the crowd were fantastic. I must mention the crowd first of all. I thought the atmosphere they created was amazing. And, we knew prior to the match we were going to come up against a pretty formidable opponent, which proved the case. But, the courage that our players showed, particularly defensively, and again, particularly when we were down to 14 men, was fantastic. So, it's never pleasing at times to have yellow cards, but I thought we coped really well with it.
Any questions from the floor, please? Yeah, we have one right at the front here. Thank you.
Coach, the suggestion was that 3 games against South Africa, which was 100 points in 2007, 87-0 in 2011, and tonight, does that tell you Namibian rugby is making progress? Is there something there?
Yeah, it's a good point there. The score lines would suggest that we are improving. As I said earlier, we played with a lot of courage tonight. I was disappointed at times when we did turn the ball over. It was only on maybe 2 or 3 occasions. We kicked it away quite quickly. I would have liked to seen us play a little bit more, but to be fair to the boys, we were under a lot of pressure to break down. It's an area that we need to perhaps look at and to fix post this. But overall, yeah, we are progressing. We're getting. We played Italy last week, and we're very confident in certain facets of the game. As we were tonight, our line out predominantly against arguably one of the best lineups in the world. Coped well. So there are lots of positives, and that's what we've got to take out of it. And we've got to move forward and take on New Zealand next week.
Sam from the Rugby News Service. Phil and Chewy, can you just give us an idea of what the boys are actually feeling like? Obviously disappointing off the back of a result like that, but going into this, the significance of the occasion and a lot of players making their debuts at World Cups. So how do they actually feel in that dressing room?
I think they're pretty sore. I think Chewy can tell you better than I. Pretty sore with the effort they put in. And, we were looking, as you say, I think we had about 12 debutants or 12 guys who were first time in the match 23 at this World Cup and first start at the World Cup as well. So, we're very pleased with that. And we've got some performance goals that we looked at and talked about prior to the match, which we achieved, and that's what we'll build on going into next week.
I think, yeah, boys are definitely sore. A little bit disappointed, but at the same time, we're proud with the effort the boys put in, especially few parts of the second half there. So, yeah, there's a lot to take moving forward. So, yeah, massively proud of the boys, and we're just looking on to the next one now.
We'll go back to Sam, yeah.
Thank you. Phil, what do you think needs to be done for teams such as Namibia to compete with the Springboks and the All Blacks at this level, in terms of tactics, but also in terms of the infrastructure around the team?
That's a good question, Sam. I think it's continuity of a process, which I think we've had over the last 4 years. We haven't got a professional game in Namibia, and at the moment the infrastructure cannot sustain that. But, if we keep progressing the process in the next cycle like we have in the last, we'll see improvements. As was mentioned earlier, our performance standards are improving. Our playing group is younger, and there's progress being made, and that's all that we can ask for at the moment. We get a lot of support, like I've said previously, from World Rugby. We've had a lot of support of the South African Rugby Union in terms of competition, to play in the Super Sport and the Currie Cup. So we've just got to keep moving forward with consistency of process, and we'll get better.
Considering that shock result of Japan-Ireland, did you tell the players about that before the game, just thinking it might give them something?
No, I didn't. I didn't know Ireland had beaten them, actually, but it's a great result for Japan. But no, look, we're pretty realistic, as we said before the game, and we wanted certain performance, or we set certain performance goals, which we sort of achieved, and that's what we're going to build on, you know.
We have one right in the centre here. Oops. There we go.
ラグビーマガジンジャパンの成美と言います。お二人それぞれ伺いたいんですが、試合の後に両チームの選手が一緒に並んでファンに対して挨拶をしていたのとてもいい光景だなと思ったんですが、選手同士は普段からあのように精神的に近い親しみを持っているのでしょうか、お互いに。
I'll go first. First of all, thank you to the Japanese fans. They've been really fantastic. And yeah, a few of the boys know each other from playing in same teams. So yeah, some of the boys are familiar with each other, a few friends out there.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? We've got one more from Sam, and then we've got one from there, yeah. So we'll go here first and then to you.
It was also significant second half that Johan made his first appearance in this World Cup off the bench and left a mark on the opposition player straight away, causing a few handbags. Can you tell me how pleased you are to have him back in the team and what impact he's going to have for the remainder of the group stages?
Well, it was great to see him come back, and you know that's a bit of a trademark tackle, one of his big hits, to be fair to him. But you know, Chewy's done a brilliant job. You know, that's why I chose the two of them to as the captain and vice captain of the trip. Chewy's done a great job in the first two games, and you know, Johan coming back is a big boost for us. You know, we're pretty healthy at the moment. We've only got a couple of little bangs within the 31, so you know, we'll regroup on Monday and prepare to play New Zealand, which is, you know, with a reasonably fit squad, which is exciting.
日本語で失礼します。ナミビアと南アフリカは隣の国にあるんですけども、テストマッチがまだ3試合目ということですごく少なく感じるんですけども、実力をもっと高い南アフリカと試合をたくさんもっとしたいというようなそういうような思いだったりあったりはしますか？
I think, you know, all tier 2 countries would like to play more, you know, tier 1 matches. Namibia, I think, are 26, 27 years independent now. So we've played South Africa, as you say, 3 times during that period. And, you know, I played against Namibia myself for Wales a long, long time ago. They played Ireland. So, you know, I think we're progressing well. And I think at times there's a need to stage the progression and the competition against tier 1 sides. And I think that will be looked at, I would imagine, in the next cycle in order for us to play more tier 1 countries, not just South Africa, but you know, other tier 1 nations as well.
Do we have any more questions? If not, no, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much to Phil and Chewy for coming along today, and we'll have the South African press conference shortly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
No worries, thanks.